fellow member of the Yiddish Writers Circle, Der Schreibkreis. I have asked her and her husband, Shmuel Neidorf, to read something from their Yiddish poetry, accompanied by English translation. Shmuel and Leah.
Du willst, dass ich soll anhängen? Gut, ich darf das gefunden in mein Heft auch. Aber ich habe geschrieben etwas und es ist nicht etwas, was man kann übersetzen. It's not translatable, but I will explain it in English. Nach ich lerne es. Gut. Das heißt gotische Fantasie. Nu, Skotzel kommt, der erzählende Geschmanzes Experiences, Beschassa Klezmer spielt und das Geist tanzen. Und in English, this is the oldest layer. People commonly believe that Yiddish is derived from German, but the oldest layer of vocabulary in Yiddish is not German, but an older Germanic language, Gothic, which was spoken between about 300 and 600 and 800. And there are all kinds of traces of Gothic in Yiddish. And what I did was this is a Gothic fantasy. I had a poem using the Gothic words. Nu, everybody knows, Skotzel kommt. A Skotzel is a Gothic demon, nobody knows what it is nowadays. Der erzählende, using the present participle, it's very un-German and very Gothic, meaning telling something. Shmonsis, Berionsis, Shmonsis is Hebrew, basically, originally. Shmooze, conversation. Berionsis is of the elders, and that's Gothic. And klezmer is Gothic word. You find it in Wolfele's Gothic translation of the Bible from 350. And Gaius are the, also Gothic means the people of the countryside. And I said tanzen rather than tanz because that inserting that nun is also a Gothic inheritance in Yiddish. So that's basically.
Did you say klezmer is from?
Klezmer is in Wolfele's translation of the Bible into Gothic, which is done in about 350. He uses the word klizmo to mean how do you say it? Symbol
Symbol.
No, it has a word and it has a name in English.
It's an instrument.
Yeah, it's an instrument. It's an instrument that klezmorim play. It's called a cymbal in Yiddish. A cymbalon. Yeah, klizmo is uses it for a cymbalon, and klizmianen meaning to play the cymbalon. And he uses it to translate a verse from the New Testament, tinkling cymbals.
So it looks like the Hebrew word, but it's actually a kind of cow in a way.
It's the Hebrew word. It's the Hebrew. It's the Hebrew word, sort of vehicle of music. But he borrowed it into Gothic, which indicates that it was already being used in the 300s.
So it is actually from klezmer?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, originally, yeah, because it's that makes sense. Yeah.
And tanzen is dance, right?
And
The suffix.
that N that you got layin and ganven and you can in Ukrainian Yiddish you can stick it into any verb. That extra N, that extra nun is a Gothic feature, and nobody knows at this point what it means in Yiddish. It was originally kind of like used for the incohative tense, give a cook, nemakuk, and so on. But it's not used like that in Yiddish anymore. It's used. It's just stuck in somehow. And another thing I mentioned is Gaius. Gaius is a word for the people of the countryside, but that S plural is also Gothic. You don't get it in German. It's
Skotzelkind?
Yes.
How exactly is that used now in Yiddish? Was it used colloquially in Yiddish?
I just know it if somebody comes in unexpectedly, like they come in late, you know, they've come so late to a meeting that you don't expect to see them anymore. So,
Then you say
it's got some fun. And new is kind of soul, and it's, that's another Gothic word that, is used a lot in Yiddish. Yeah.
He makes that Gothic sound very Hamish.
It's the oldest, and very, it's the oldest and very folksy, and Schmonzes Berjonses
Oh, yeah.
is kind of silly, now means kind of silly, silly stories, I suppose. But originally it must have meant just tradition, you know, just traditions passed on from the elders.
Also silly decorations.
Oh, really? Yeah, could be used that way.
Clothing. you
Yeah, a
know.
lot of things become like that
Yeah.
because, you know, what's the thing with an instrument that's become, it's also become a decoration now. You play that
Shalamoisen.
Shalamoisen.
Yeah.
Shalamoisen is Shalamois is a shawm. It's a medieval instrument, but it's become in Yiddish. It can be used for like icons that people carry in a Christian religious procession, or decorations that a cantor makes when he improvises. So it's got all kinds of
So the equivalent of embellishments?
embellishments. Yeah, today. Yeah.
So they,
Okay, gewöhnlich heb ich gewoon mit etwas auf Jiddisch und euch nötig mache ich eine Übersetzung auf Englisch, aber das ist ein Ausnahme. I nearly always write in Yiddish and occasionally write a translation, but for a particular reason I actually wrote this in English, but I will still start in Yiddish. And I want to thank Charles Shmuel Neidorf because he helped me with the third verse. I was having much trouble with it. And I want to apologise now in case this poem is too political, because it actually is in support of one political candidate. So please excuse me, because normally I write something that is really apolitical, but on this occasion I had some reasons for doing so. So I just want to explain how it was inspired. That I actually had a dream about Bernie Sanders. I mean, you know, I actually saw him in a dream on 2 occasions, which doesn't normally happen. I don't usually see real people unless they're perhaps a member of my family. And then I kept thinking of a song by Stephen Foster, I Dream of Jeannie, and so on. And I don't even know the song very well, but I used to play it on a recorder years ago. So I modelled an English song on it as a kind of parody, but actually also meaning to support the candidate. I mean, it's not meant to make fun of him. But then when I heard about Mendel's event, I actually tried to rethink the whole thing in Yiddish, and I was still doing that here, so I wasn't very sociable because I was trying to sort of recast this in Yiddish. So the Yiddish version may be slightly rough, but I'll just read both of them, starting with the Yiddish. And it's also like the Gottische Fantasie, it's complete fantasy, so please don't sort of read any factual meaning into this. So first of all, I'll read it in Yiddish. Acholem wegen die Nominierwahlen, and the Nominierwahlen are the primaries, so this is all inspired by that. Acholem wegen die Nominierwahlen. Mir kommt zu Cholem Bernie mit die lange, wilde Haar, schwemmendig wie ein Adler auf den Sturm. Und in seinen Spannen kraftig zu die Balabatim zu, was sie Zollmenschen winziger von $15 der Show. Und es dürft sich mir, als ich her ihm sagen. Steitsch, was meint ihr? Nur der Fahrt, was die Arbeiters eure seinen Ohren, dürfen sie gar nicht essen und sie wollen gar nicht mannen? Also wird weiter Bernie in einem Kollen. Flackert wie ein Besenstern durch der kalte Nacht in der dunkelblauen Luft von einem Spätosschen. Noch Bernin denk ich, wenn ich sehe, dass von ihm das Beliebte, das Fröhliche von Mama ehrt. Warum ehrt? Weil sie selbst dem Unwehr von so viel teurer Erde. Nur von Breg hört sich das Call von Bernin rufen. Schwester, Rieder, kommt zu Aufsicht, tut etwas entgegen, als der Planet soll nicht Cholila starten. Oi, ihr wollt noch sehen, die Queten, Gras und Bäume, muss im Ganzen das Verkehren scheuen aufhören. Fossil Brennkraft, gegen Gesundheit, die Energiearena von dem Wind und von der Sonne, ein Großteil. Verbernen 17 Bräunler, Mischonendicke Krumme, mit Kleumerst stark Versorgte über ihm. Die Delegaten seine, wo seinen See verfleugen. Nur von Zorre seine Wachskeit a Bewegung. Nicht in uns geht es, sagt Jane, sagt Bernie, nur in allem. Nicht solchen wird noch sein, a Zeit a bessere. Stimmt ja für Bernen, stimmt, für Joischer und für Liebschaft. In der geringe Wichtigkeit von Wesne. Das ist auf Jiddisch, aber jetzt will ich das lernen auf Englisch. Und ich meine es, man kann das besser singen, aber ich kann es jetzt nicht singen auf Englisch. I Dream of Bernie, song. Apologies to Stephen Foster. Thanks to Charles Nigel for providing assistance with the third stanza of this song. I dream of Bernie with the wild long hair, born like an eagle through the stormy air. I see him striding to where bosses pay less than $15, and I hear him say, do you think that just because these people are poor, they don't need to eat, and they won't ask for more? Oh, I dream of Bernie with the wild, long hair, blazing like a comet through the chill night air. I long for Bernie when the earth's glad face saddens at the loss of many a dear place. But I hear him calling from the shore nearby. Sisters, brothers, rally, so the earth won't die. If we want to greet another flower, tree, or crop, there's no alternative. All fracking has to stop. Goodbye, fossil fuels, for your day is done. Welcome, green energy of the wind and sun. Trolls sigh for Bernie, claim to be dismayed. They wrote him off long before the play was played. Where will he find delegates? Where have they flown? But out of his travails a movement has grown. Victory will come yet, a just and glorious day. Not me, us, a land, a world, Jane and Bernie say. Vote for Bernie Sanders, vote for what is fair. Vote for love and laughter in the springtime air.